I am so happy that you were able to join me for this time. It's great to see you again, Elvis, and
Thank
thank you
you
for
very much.
thank.
I'm also very happy to see you again.
Oh, very good. Thank you for joining me on this first interview series that we're doing. I wanted to let other people hear about the work you do and the things that are happening in Ghana. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Okay.
Tell me how you got into digital forensics.
I have always loved to do investigations. I like intelligence. So from there, I started pursuing my research into forensics.
Oh, very good. I'm glad that you chose this path because I know that the people in Ghana and in Africa need your help. How long
Yes.
have you been working in this area?
I've been part of CTF challenges that I've been organizing for the youth, the law enforcement agencies, the academia, and then the public as a whole. So with my background from this CTF challenges, it has let me delve so much into forensics. And 12 years as at now, I'm into forensics.
Oh, that's great. I've not heard about the CTFs that you've done. Can you give me an example of a recent one?
We do it on monthly basis.
Okay.
Monthly basis, we call it the Detectware Security Group Monthly Forensics Challenges.
Ah.
Okay, so I have some challenges. I've created file system challenges, tranche analysis challenges, memory analysis challenges, network forensic challenges, and then the drone forensics challenges.
You'll have to let me know when the next one happens. I'd love to help you get that word out because I think
Good.
more people should do it.
What I want. Good, good.
Good. Tell me what a normal workday looks like.
Yes, okay. The hours of the day, it starts from 8 o'clock in the morning to 5:30 in Ghana.
Okay.
But work over. So I come to work at 8, I close at 10 p.m. in the night.
Oh my.
Normal days of work, we have to attend to clients. Okay, we do some few of managed services for some few clients. We have to attend to them. We are restructuring our training programs. So we do our trainings as and when. In a week, in a month, we do at least 2 trainings. If not, we have to do 1. Okay, and then at our normal times, consultants sit around and we do our researches on forensics and other section of computer security, testing our hands on some evidences we get online, okay, to be able to be abreast with time.
The training that you do, is it mostly to people in Ghana or do other African countries join?
Good. Mostly now we've started with Ghana, but we have the mind of moving to West Africa and then Africa in general. But the barriers we are having in West Africa is the language issue now. We have the French-speaking language and then we have the English-speaking language. I, per se, am not good in French, so I see having problems somebody interpreting my teaching to the third party. So we are having a lot of problems in there, but we are trying to get to the English-speaking countries within the West African belt. But for now, most of our training are within Ghana.
This is great. Good to know. I'm learning so many things about you, Elvis. I didn't know this.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Tell me about the most interesting case that you've worked on.
Oh, good. We have more interesting cases, but the one that I'll share now is an inside threat case, where intellectual property and data theft was done in a company by a marketing guy. Selling intellectual properties out from the company to competitors.
Trying to hide things, wasn't he?
Good, trying to hide things. So it's anti-forensics, if I may put it that way, anti-forensic techniques.
Yes.
So what we did was that we were able to use hex editor to be able to determine the magic numbers, okay, for all the file types, and we're able to convert them back. And unfortunately, after converting them back to their original file system, we found that the communication was also based on cipher base.
Okay.
Okay, but rather unfortunately, the ciphers they were using are the traditional ciphers that we met. Albash was one, and then they were using Rota 13 as a communicating. So we were able to decode all of them, and then we get the information that he was sending. And then in the file system analysis, we're also trying to map the timelines.
Okay.
So we're using timelines to be able to know when data was what? Copied and then deleted. And unfortunately, we were happy to use slot tools like iCat to be able to bring back deleted files. And this was a great work me and my team really did.
Oh, it sounds good. Congratulations on that win, Elvis. That's great.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
When you think about what you do on a daily and a weekly basis, what's the most challenging part of your job?
The challenging parts of the job when it comes to the forensic bits, different purification of devices, huge data and storage sizes, these are becoming problems for us. Yeah. Because when you go and you are imaging a disk, the time it takes for you to get a 1 terabyte disk being imaged is one of the challenges that I may say there. And then meeting types of encryption, if hidden techniques, cover channel communications and tunneling, IP spoofing and MAC spoofing, okay, with Tor, where people disguise their IP addresses and it's very difficult getting the rightful addresses to pursue on with the job you want to do. And the other place is about the cloud computing system, okay, which is also approaching us now. These are the difficult challenges we've been facing when it comes to the technical area. Yeah. But with the legal aspect, we are looking at the guidelines, okay, the guidelines for our laws in the country. Okay, so one of our laws we have is the Electronic Communication Act of 2008, Ghana. Yeah. And it is not enough. It is not enough to help us being able to work as a forensic expert, getting people and sending them to court, and there is no detailed rules or laws to put that person's case, okay, to the law court for acceptability. Yeah. These are issues. So, and then privacy too also become a case. As we know, it's not easy for you taking opportunity to go and image people. Privacy is an issue now. So what do for it gives us a block to be able to do our work. The cost of attaining commercial tools is also a problem. Most of the time, we love open source. Said it, and I've always said it, that we like the open source, because comparing the open source and then the commercial tools, there is no much difference. Okay. And to me, open source is a group of people sharing their mind to develop a complex tool. So most of the time, the tool cost is a problem for us.
I think one of the things that's most interesting, Elvis, is that the challenges that you're facing in Ghana, I hear those same challenges expressed in the US or in Asia and in other parts of the world. And that's why I wanted to have these conversations with forensic people around the world, because we're all struggling with the same problems. And if we could figure out how to come together to work on these, maybe we can solve some of those challenges. So that
is what I want to do. For me, I want to help not Ghana alone, but the Africa in general. You know, in Africa, we lack a lot.
What do you wish that the tool vendors knew about your job and the challenges you're working through?
For me, I can't determine the cost, but cost is one of the issue. Secondly, with the nature of the crime and the timelines for us to complete our job is one of the issues. So we need flexibility in tools. Sure. So that because I can have a job and they say, 3 days, they need a report on that investigations, okay? So now, if I don't have the tool, which is very versatile for me to be able to make sure within 3 days, I'm able to get my report and my evidences for that type of case, then it's a problem. So we need the visibility and fast ways of getting work done. I can say there's good tools around now, if I may say, with the triangle analysis. I can talk about cyber triangle, okay? ADF, we have a lot of names we can mention when it comes to the mobile forensics aspect, the Berkasoft, Magnet, okay, Oxygen, they are all doing good work that can make us be very fast in our work and produce a report as and when it is needed. So that is the major challenges. for us in Africa.
That's a good one. I will be glad for them to hear that. When you look ahead, Elvis, what new technology are you thinking about in relation to investigations?
Thank you, Steve. I've always been dreaming and thinking about this. And one is embedded system.
Okay.
I'm looking at the embedded system because that is the order of the day. Okay. I'm looking at Internet of Things, the IT and the firmware analysis, okay, where people can poison the firmware for routers and other devices to misbehave or will not work well, and maybe you are being called in to investigate such a case to unearth whether there's a backdoor fixed within the router firmware and for you to, you know, bring that into book. So I'm looking at that, and then still I'm on mobile forensic also. So it's mobile, embedded system, and then the Internet of Things are what I'm looking at now. And if I say Internet of Things, it's a whole lot, you know, drone is part of it.
How can the digital forensics community around the world, how can we help Ghana? You know,
Thank you for this great question, Steve. There's a lot of ways to help Ghana when something fishery and criminality is happening. The best way and what the community can do for us is one, collaboration, okay? Collaboration with the people in Africa on forensic basis, okay? Training together. We having training from experts from this community coming to Africa in one of the countries, and we gathering there in the form of a meetup to be able to know the current trends and what we can do when we meet such cases, which is difficult and beyond our abilities, what we need to do. And then the tools aspect, as I said, we must also have collaboration to be able to develop tools for ourselves, okay? Or even to use other people, the third-party tools, we must be conversant in the usage of the tools. So these are the areas I think the forensic community can help us. So I'm looking for that there should be a digital forensic conference for Africa, where we will have a location in Africa, and we gathering there yearly or quarterly to be able to get some, you know, training and knowledge transfer from other people from the Western world.
Elvis, I think that's a tremendous goal. We should, as the pandemic winds down, hopefully soon, we should plan that way. We should plan on starting a digital forensics conference in Africa. Because I think the vision you have for it of bringing these different countries together, even to collaborate on these questions, I think it's a brilliant idea. I want to help you with that.
I'm very happy. Thank you very much in advance, Steve. Thank you very much.
Of course, friend.
You know, as I've always said, probing the world, we will probe Africa also together.
I have one last question for you in our time together. Elvis, what's your favorite hobby that's not related to your occupation? What do you?
Oh, my favorite hobby. My favorite hobby, eh? Steve, oh, for me, let me come in with research is one of, you know, I'm a person who don't have time for, it's strictly research. Okay. I have research as my hobby. So anywhere I am, I'm researching into the technology and security. Okay. So it's my passion, as I said, it's my hobby and the job as a whole. Okay, so, and if I say traveling may be one of my hobbies too, okay, traveling and then refreshing the mind. But even in the course of my traveling, I'm still having my document and my laptop.
Yeah.
Still with
Yes, you are a very focused man, Elvis. You know, not only is this something you've dedicated your life to, but it sounds like it takes most of your thoughts as well. You're always looking and thinking how you would address a situation. And I think that's one of the reasons that we hit it off so well the first time we talked.
When I look at you and the job you people are doing in VTO Labs, it gets my mind blowing off.
When I think of Africa, you're one of those people that I think is going to leave an important mark on not just Ghana, but on all of Africa with the
Yes.
passion you have. I really appreciate your time today. You know, I know it's late for you, so thank you for.
Oh, it's not late for me.
Yeah.
I'll be closing at 10 p.m.
Well, there you go.
I'll be closing at 10 p.m. from the office.
Elvis, thank you for being here with me on the wide world of digital forensics today. I really enjoy the opportunity to hear from you today, and I can't wait for us to collaborate more as we head into our future. Thank you, Elvis.
Thank you very much, Steve, for your time also. All right.